Good afternoon students, welcome back to our Roti channel. Today we are going to see our second part of test and measurement in sports. In this chapter we are going to complete measurement of cardiovascular fitness, hardware step test and Rockford test, Rickley and Jones senior citizen fitness test. These two tests we are going to complete in this lecture. So we are going to start with the measurement of cardiovascular fitness, Harvard step test. Before proceeding to various tests of cardiovascular fitness, it will be essential for us to understand the meaning of cardiovascular fitness. In fact, cardiovascular fitness is the ability of the heart and lungs to supply oxygen-rich blood to the working muscles, tissues, and the ability of the muscles to use that oxygen to produce energy for movements. This type of fitness is required to sustain physical activities, or it can be said that cardiovascular fitness is essential for us to perform aerobic activities. There are two type of tests in measure the cardiovascular fitness. In that, first we are going to see that is Harvard step test. Harvard step test is a cardiovascular fitness test. It is also called aerobic fitness test. It was developed by Fruha and others in year 1943. It is used to measure the cardiovascular fitness or aerobics fitness by checking the recovery rate. For this test, we need a gym bench or box of 20 inches high for men and 16 inches for women, and a stopwatch and candlestick. The procedure of this test is the athlete stand in front of the bench or box on the command go. The athlete step have to down on the bench or the box at a rate of 30 steps per minute, 1 second up, 1 second down. For 5 minutes, 50 steps. Stopwatch is switched on the stimulus at the start of the stepping. After that, the athlete sit down immediately after completion of the test. After 5 minutes, the total number of heartbeats are conducted between 1 to 1.5 minutes. After completion of the last step, the heartbeats are counted for 30 seconds period. Again, the heartbeats are noted for 30 seconds after the finishing of the test. After that, for the third time, the heartbeats are noted after 3 minutes of completion of the test for 30 seconds period. The same foot must start the step up each time, and the erect posture must be assumed on the bench. Calculation of the score, it is given in your textbook, so we are not going in details that see. So we will see now advantages of this step test. Minimum equipment are required for conducting this test. It require minimal cost. It is simple to set up and conduct. With the advantages, we can see the disadvantages also there. There are difference in biomechanical characteristics among individuals, but the height of the box or bench remains same for tall individual and short individuals. It will be easy for tall individuals and difficult for short individuals. The same difference can be seen in case of body weight. Those individuals who are overweight, it will be difficult for them. So it is not implemented equally to all individuals. The next test is flexibility test, which is related to flexibility. Sit and wrist test is conducted for measuring flexibility of lower back and hamstring muscles. The procedure of this test is to athlete warm up to 10 minutes and then remove his shoes. The assistant score the ruler or to the box top with the top of that the front edge of the box illness up with the 15 centimeters. Mark on the ruler and the zero end of the ruler point towards the athlete. The athlete sits on the floor with their legs fully extended with the bottom of their bare feet against the box. The athlete places one hand on the top of the other solely behind forward reaching along the top of the rules as far as possible holding the stretch for 2 seconds. The assistant records the distance reached by the athlete and fingertips in centimeters. The athlete performs the light 3 times. Now we are going to see Rickley and Jones senior citizen fitness test. Even in old age, people want to be fit and be able to continue do their work without pain as long as possible. It requires proper fitness. regime during old age. In the beginning, there were not enough tests or to access functional fitness. This test is also known as Fulton Functional Test of Senior Citizen. Rickley and Jones developed the Senior Citizen Fitness Test in year 2001. This test has proved to be a beneficial for senior citizens. It helps the early identification of art risks participation. Along with this, it is significant to plan safe and effective physical exercise program for senior citizens because individual health and fitness level can be known better with the help of this test. The senior citizen fitness test including chair stand test and many others. So we will start with the chair stand test. The purpose of chair stand test, the main purpose of this test is to measure the lower body strength, particularly the strength of legs, which is usually required for various tasks such as climbing stairs, getting in and out of vehicles, bath, tub or chair. For this test, we need a chair with a straight back and seat of at least 44 centimeter and a stopwatch. For this test, we have to give some instructions to participation. That is, the participant should sit in the middle of the chair. He should keep his hands on the optional shoulder cross at the wrist. The feet should be flat on the floor. His back should be erect. Repeat standing up and sitting down for 30 seconds. The procedure of this test to keep the chair against the wall. The participant sits in the middle of the chair. His feet should be a shoulder wide apart and flat on the floor. The arms should be crossed at the wrist and held across the chest. From the sitting position, the participant should stand up completely and then sit down completely. At the start of the signal, this is repeated for 30 seconds. Count the total number of complete chair stands in the case the participant has completed a full stand from the sitting position. When the time is finished, the final stand is counted in the total. The score is the total number of completed chair stands during the given 30 seconds. The following tables, it means you are in your textbook, you can see the tables this test for different age group. The next test is chair sit and reach test to access the lower body flexibility, which is important for good posture, normal jet patterns and various mobility tasks such as getting in and out of bathtub or car. For this test we need ruler, a chair with the straight back approximately 44 cm high. The procedure of this test, to participant sit on the edge on the chair. One foot should remain flat on the floor while the other leg should be extended forward with the knee in the straight position. Heel should be on the floor and ankle should be bent at 90 degree. Place one hand on the top of the other with tips of the middle finger at the same level. Instruct the participant to inhale and then exhale. Reach forward towards the toes by bending at the hip. His back should be straight and head up. Avoid any jerk or bounce and never stretch too much. Keep the knee straight and hold the reach for 2 seconds. The distance is measured between the tip of the fingertips and the toes. If the fingertips touch the toes, then the score is 0. If they do not touch, measure the distance between the fingers and the toes. If they overlap, measure the distance. Score is noted down to the nearest 1 by 2 inch or 1 centimeter as the distance reach either a negative or positive score. Next test is arm curl test. The arm curl test is the test of measure the upper body strength. It is a part of the senior citizen fitness test. It is designed to test a functional fitness of aged people. The main purpose of this test is to assess the upper body strength and endurance which the require for performing household and other activities involving lifting and carrying things. For this test we need a 5 pound weight for women and 8 pound weight for men a chair without arms, and a stopwatch. The procedure of this test, the aim of the test is to find out the maximum number of arm curl that one can complete in 30 seconds. Arm curl is performed with the dominant arm side. The participant sits on the chair, holds the weight in the hand using the suitcase grip. It means the palm should be facing towards the body. The arm should be in a vertical downwards position. The upper arm should not be moved but lower arm should move freely. Curl the arm up though a complete range of motion, gradually keeping the palm up. When the arm is lowered throughout the complete range of motion, gradually return to the strength position. The arm should be completely bent and then completely straight at the elbow. This complete action should be repeated by the participant as many times as possible within 30 seconds. The score is the total number of arm curl performed within the given 30 seconds duration. The next test is chair sit and reach test to access the lower body flexibility, which is important for good posture, normal jet patterns, and various mobility tasks such as getting in and out of bathtub or car. For this test, we need ruler, a chair with the straight back approximately 44 cm high. The procedure of this test: to participant sit on the edge on the chair. One foot should remain flat on the floor while the other leg should be extended forward with the knee in the straight position. Heel should be on the floor and ankle should be bent at 90 degree. Place one hand on the top of the other with tips of the middle finger at the same level. Instruct the participant to inhale and then exhale. Reach forward towards the toes by bending at the hip. His back should be straight and head up. Avoid any jerk or bounce and never stretch too much. Keep the knee straight and hold the reach for 2 seconds. The distance is measured between the tip of the fingertips and the toes. If the fingertips touch the toes, then the score is 0. If they do not touch, measure the distance between the fingers and the toes. If they overlap, measure the distance. Score is noted down to the nearest 1 by 2 inch or 1 centimeter as the distance reach either a negative or positive score. The next test is back stretch test. This test helps access the upper body flexibility, which is essential for a person to perform various jobs such as combing hair, putting on overhead garments, reaching for a seat belt, etc. For this test, we need a ruler. The procedure of is this test is performed in a standing position. Keep one hand behind the hand and lower it down gradually over the shoulder and reach as far as possible at the middle of your back. Your palm should be touch your body and the finger should be downwards. Then carry your other arm behind your back with palm facing outward and fingers facing upward and try to reach up as far as possible in order to touch or overlap the middle finger of the other hand. Fingers should be aligned. Measure the distance between the tips of the fingers. If the fingers tip touch, then the score is 0. If they do not touch, measure the distance between the fingertips. If they overlap, measure the distance. Let the participant practice twice and then two trials be conducted. Record the best score for out of the two trial to the nearest centimeters or inches. The next test is 8 foot up and go test. This test is conducted to access coordination and agility in aged people. This test help the evaluate speed, agility and balance of person while moving. These are important factors in performing jobs which require quick maneuvering such as getting off a bus in time to answer the phone. Equipment for this test is a chair with starting back, 44 centimeter height, a stopwatch, cone marker, measuring tape, and an area without any hardness. Procedure of this test: to keep a chair next to the wall and place the cone marker 8 feet away in front of the chair. The participant intently completely stated, hands raising on the knee and feet flat on the ground. On the command go, stopwatch is switch and the participant stands and walk as quickly as possible towards the cone, turns around and return to the chair to sit down. Time is noted as he sit down on the chair. Two trial are given for participate. The best trial is recorded to the nearest 1 by 10th second, and the next and last test is 6-minute walk test. The 6-minute walk test is designed to test the functional fitness of senior citizen. Purpose of this test is assess the aerobic fitness or aerobics endurance of a person, which is an essential component for walking distance, stage climbing, shopping, etc. The procedure of this test is the walking distance or course in mark 45.72 meter or 50 yards in a rectangular area of 5 yards with the cones placed at the regular interval to indicate the distance covered. Efforts are made to walk maximum distance as quickly as possible in 6 minutes. A practice trial is given to the participant. He may stop any time if he desires so. The total distance covered in 6 minutes is recorded to the nearest meters. Here is the end of our chapter 6, and in next lecture we will see physiology and injuries in sports, our 7th chapter. Till then, take care. Thank you.